If your pet is having a seizure, it's really important that you know how to help them and look after them. It's not uncommon for pets to have seizures. So a seizure is a fit or a convulsion, all the same thing. And it can occur if there's any disruption to the oxygenation of the brain. So that can happen if they've had a head injury, if they've been poisoned, if they have had some other problem, so a stroke or they have a tumour or whatever, anything that interferes with the oxygen to the brain. And epilepsy is diagnosed when your pet has had an unprovoked seizure and there's no other cause that they can think of. First of all, if your dog is diagnosed with epilepsy, they may be prescribed anti-epileptic drugs. Epilepsy is quite difficult to control in dogs. Sometimes they find the medication quite hard to tolerate, but your vet will be able to advise you on that. In terms of management for a seizure, one of the key things is to keep everything as calm and quiet as you can and protect their safety. So protect them from any danger that might be around. If you think it's possible that they might hit their head whilst they're having a seizure, then ideally you would just support their head with some sort of cushion. You're not restraining them in any way. Dim the lights if possible, keep sound to an absolute minimum, don't touch them, don't talk to them, and let the seizure happen. At the end of the seizure they might have blood-stained saliva if they've bitten their tongue, but please do not put your hands or anything else anywhere near the dog's mouth, because when they're having the seizure their jaw will clamp and you do not want your finger to be stuck in there. So keep clear, look after their safety and time the seizure. Whilst they're having the seizure, the blood flow to the brain is not as good as when they're not having a seizure. So it will reduce the amount of oxygenation happening to their brain anyway. So really important, if the seizures are prolonged or repeated, that you get veterinary advice quickly. And when transferring to the vet, ideally you would wait for the seizure to finish before you transfer them. Now after the seizures happened, they're likely to feel a bit groggy, and that can be up to a couple of hours after. They may appear confused, they could be a bit aggressive, they're not likely to be your normal pet. This should all resolve, but please get them checked out by a vet as soon as you can.